Well, hi everyone and welcome to Black Women Speak. I am Giselle Shapiro, the founder and CEO of Black Women Speak, the movement, the network, the upcoming book, and yes, we are focusing on the Black Women Speak book series. And I'm also the senior producer of Black Women Speak, the network. It is with great honor and a privilege to interview Sister Gladys Muhammad today. Sister Gladys is an educator. She has a PhD. She's an honorable member of the Nation of Islam. She's an award-winning poet, a fourth-generation storyteller, and she is a phenomenal woman and sister to me because I've known Sister Gladys for over 40 years. How are you today, Sister Gladys?
Oh, I'm wonderful, Giselle. It's such an honor to be on this wonderful program. I really appreciate you inviting me, and I'm doing well. Thank you so very much.
You are so welcome. And tell me, how are you and your family handling this pandemic and everything that's going on in the world today?
My, what a very important question to ask. And first, with salutation, I do hope and pray that you and your loved ones are all doing well and safe during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you.
Well, with me being in education and dealing with college students, it is truly an upheaval and challenging as well as transitional period that we're living in.
Yes.
And as a grandmother, a mother, and having so many responsibilities and trying to complete it during this period of, I would like to say, hibernation.
Yes.
So many ways we can take this experience and roll it into something very productive, progressive, positive.
Absolutely.
And I do believe that this is a time for us to all to just take time for ourselves,
Absolutely.
our families, and just really be creative during this time period, because there's so many things that might change, and we have to be available and open for this change.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with that. And so many people now are stressed out, and they need to do the opposite. They need to de-stress, spend time going within and get stronger, you know, and take your vitamin D and get in nature and calm yourself. So thank you so much for sharing that bit of wisdom, because you are such a wise soul.
Oh, thank you.
We're super excited for this time with you right now. And Sister Gladys, can you share a little bit more about your background?
I sure can. And first of all, I do want to say that I'm really just an honored international human being that is trying to explore all the possibilities that's been given to us as souls during this period of time. And as you're aware, I am a member in the Nation of Islam for 45 years. My mother actually was employed by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'll say the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in Phoenix, Arizona. And she introduced us to the Nation of Islam, the Messenger's teachings. So I was very young. I actually accepted, however, during college. So I've been a member since 1975, where I've grown. Of course, we're not perfect. We don't have wings and come from heaven floating down. I'm striving. I'm a striving Muslim. And as you can see, being in my home, I had my niece to twist my braids, and so we're very active women. As you know, I'm a mother, a grandmother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a cousin, I'm a niece, I'm an auntie. We have, as women, so many so many complexities of layers that make us who we are today. Yes. But the most important thing I want to say that is so wonderful when you know that you are truly a child of God and you truly are inspired from the goodness of all that is in our universe. So I like to accept that with those who I meet, and with all that I believe in, I like to bring it back to a universal love because God is love.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much for that. That
welcome.
was so beautiful. Thank you. And your title of your story is called The Black Woman is an Immovable Mountain of His Heroic Stories. Can you tell us how you came up with that title and a little bit about your story?
Oh my. First of all, I want to say thank you for the invitation of being a part of this exciting project,
Thank you.
allowing Black women to speak. And
Mhm.
it's so important that you're providing a platform. You and Dr. Anita Jackson, I
Yes.
also want
Yes,
to acknowledge
absolutely.
her. You guys are providing a platform for Black women to share their narratives. And
Absolutely.
it's so beautiful because we're all so diversified,
Yes.
and yet we're one. And my story, the chapter that I included, because I have hundreds of stories, and that's one of the things that I'm planning on doing within time,
Hmm.
is writing my stories into book form.
Good.
Thank you. But The Black Woman is an Immovable Mountain of Heroic Stories was actually inspired, and I love giving credit where credit's due.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
inspired by poems by Nancy Wood and it's
Mm.
Spirit Walker. Spirit Walker. Now, I'm just going to read the first paragraph. Well, I'll read two because it's a beautiful book.
Okay.
And it was entitled, since I am an international award-winning poet, I write poetry, children's stories.
Great.
Well, this poem that was written by Nancy Wood,
Hmm.
and it's called Spirit Walker, was inspired by Native Americans.
Mm.
And when I read this poem years ago, many years ago, it just really resonated on truth.
Mm.
And the name of the poem was Of Mountains and Women. The hearts of mountains and the hearts of women are both the same.
Mm.
Beat to an old rhythm, an old song. Mountains and women are made from the sinew of the rock. Mountains and women are home to the spirits of the earth.
Mm.
Mountains and women are created with beauty all around. Mountains and women embrace the mystery of life.
Mm.
Mountains give patience to women. Women give fullness to mountains. Celebrate each mountain, each woman. Sing songs to mountains and to women. Dance for them in your dreams. The spirit of mountains and of women will give courage to our children long after we are gone. So again, I resonated with those words. And I was so humbled when I realized that, okay, it can't end there.
Mm.
As Black women, we are such mountains. And we are, when I wrote The Black Woman is an Immovable Mountain of Heroic Stories, there's no greater truth than your own story.
Yes.
So the platform that's being provided for Black women through you, Giselle, and Dr. Dr. Anita Jackson, I want you to know it is actually a spiritual mission. It's a spiritual mission because it's new creations for narratives that have not been told to this world. Of course, we've had Black women tell stories, but it's still so nice to know that there's new stories. We're rebirthing stories every day. But you know, when you're spending time with your grandchildren, with your handsome and strong and intelligent sons, and with you're welcome, with fellowshipping with whomever, there's a story involved. So we have stories that need to be told, that need to be inspired by the type of platforms that you all are providing. Because this came out of me. I wrote this story for Black Women Speak. It wasn't something I had written already.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was inspired by the poem, I wanted to do a celebration in honor of the platform that you're providing for so many women, Black women of different cultures and ages and, spiritual beliefs and all types of diversification and cultures.
Mm-hmm.
As Black people, we can have different cultures, different spiritual beliefs, different ways of thinking. And I'm just happy to be a part of this. I call it a great celebration.
It truly is, Sister Gladys. It's a compilation of all of these women's lives, and they're all so different, and they want to express their lives in a different fashion. Your story is different from the 13 and 14 other women's stories. You will be amazed by what you learn from each and every one of us, and I knew, given today's times, that our stories mean more than ever now.
Yes. I agree with you. I'm so happy that you noted that every story is different. And this is why in my chapter, the Black woman is an immovable mountain of heroic stories, because in each and every one of their stories, trust me, they are heroic.
Mm-hmm.
You have to read it, but in their stories, you will find heroism in each and every one of them. I truly believe that.
Absolutely. And you will. You, of course, we're going through all of the edits right now, but I was moved by every single story and transformed, because what these women share, it's quite extraordinary, and we're learning from one another so that we can move forward.
Yes,
and we're leaving a legacy for children. When grandchildren see their mother or grandmother as part of this, it's so inspirational, and there's a sense of pride and honor.
Agree with you. Again, I believe you said it best, Giselle. You said that we're leaving legacies. And this is really important, especially for women, because in the Nation of Islam, we're taught as members, when you teach a man, you teach an individual. And when you teach a woman, you teach a nation. So to have these women's stories teaching a nation, it's powerful. You cannot put a price on this type of compilation. An anthology is a history book. Believe it or not, it carries history, it carries wisdom, and it instills so much inspiration. And to have so many women just being naked with their truth and being open and not afraid to say, hey, this is my truth. This is my narrative, and I share it with you. There's a very spiritual element to that. It's very enriching, very powerful, and magnificent in nature.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. And can you share 2 or 3 pieces of advice with your goddess wisdom that could help people in today's times?
Well, I want each woman, or all the women that listen to this wonderful series of all the women that you're bringing to them via Zoom on your webcast or web channel, I want them to really get this anthology, Black Women Speak anthology, because I will assure them that not only 1 or 2, 3 or 4 things that will be very wonderful to the soul in my chapter, but it will be so many different jewels, because you remember now, every single woman have a different fingerprint, because we are so different. Our embodiment of difference is so magnificent, and they may pick up something totally different through their lens
Right.
as the next person to them. So for me to pick out 2 or 3 things, I assure you, it would be only from my lens of understanding.
Absolutely.
And sister friend, I wear glasses, so my lens is totally different.
Totally, mine too. Come to think of it, you're right. Look at there. You just shared a piece of wisdom that I'll not forget, because you are absolutely correct. I swear, Sister Gladys, you're just a bundle of wisdom, and I'm so happy that we were able to spend this time together. And tell me, why do you believe more women should share their stories in Black Women Speak?
Oh my. Well, now that I could talk to for hours, but I will keep it in simplicity and a very, I want to say actual fact.
Thank you.
Type of nature.
Okay.
I want to say, when you have anthologies and books of, for instance, yours, Black Women Speak, you're not getting something that you have a publisher saying, okay, let's take this out. Oh, this is too much Blackness. Come on, let's put some love in it. Let's make it more universal. No, you are actually taking organic wisdom from each and every sister's soul, her experiences, her history. And my master's degree is in social and cultural and educational pedagogy. Now, with that particular degree that was earned, I had to learn that you cannot actually put 20 students in the same classroom and teach the same exact thing. You know why? Because they have different backgrounds, they have different cultures, different ethnicities, some of them are homeless. It's just so many complexities and layers of complexity. So pedagogical teachings go into that individual. And that's what this particular book and anthology do. Is pedagogical in nature. It goes into each individual thoughts, habits, experiences, spiritual beliefs, a marital life. It just is so diversified. How can you not gain wisdom when you have all this naked truth that can be read and understood through your lens? And it may not be applied. It may not be applicable the same way as your sister from the same mother and father, because we're all individually coded.
Right.
So when we have these type of anthologies that are gifted to us, I want to say gifted because, again, it's very organic in nature. It's not like it's one person, and it's nothing wrong with one person being an author of a book and sharing their experience. But imagine how overwhelmingly powerful, how breathtakingly beautiful it is to have so many Black women from different ages share their story. And believe me, again, I said the Black woman is an immovable mountain of heroic stories. We're only sharing one story. So look how rich we are. Look how rich we are. Yes. We're all jewels. We're all jewels, if I should say.
Beautiful. Oh, I just love you. I just love you.
I love you too.
I'm just happy that we've known each other as long as we have. We have such history, and I adore your children.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome.
And I appreciate, what I love about you, Sister Giselle, if you don't mind me calling you that.
Not at all.
What I love about you, my sister, because we're all sisters, we're all connected, is that you never, ever have a problem. Actually, you become so excited and you start glowing when you compliment your fellow sister. I love that about you. You always find such wonderful jewels in every woman that you meet. And you will never understand how empowering that is, not only for the individually you compliment, But also, that also put a crown, a jewel in your crown. Because you're saying, look, I'm your Black sister. I love you. I'm proud of you. I compliment you because I believe in you. We have had a long journey. We've traveled from Africa. We've traveled from so many places to be here today. How magnificent and how miraculous it is to be able to compliment our sisters.
Absolutely.
And I want to compliment you and say that in the 40 years I've known you, I've never had an argument with you. You've always been so beautiful, so uplifting, and so positive. So that's why I actually felt honored to be a part of, this is part of your legacy also.
Oh, yes.
So I feel so honored.
Thank
and I want to just say I love you, and I thank
I love you too. Good.
And I appreciate all my sisters
Yes.
who are striving to uplift each other, not tear each other down. I know where to go when I want to be torn down. I'm looking for some upliftment when I start talking to my sisters, reading about my sisters, listening to struggles, to pains, to, you know, so many of us have lost our children. So many of us, including myself, you know, we're still dealing with the loss of our parents. Many of us have lost siblings and husbands. I mean, we need each other. Yes. We need the strength of each other, because we've also had glorious times, and we're still having wonderful times too. We're opening businesses. You know, we're spending time with our grandchildren. You know, we're making wonderful career moves. So it's the yin and the yang.
Yes, but, it is.
but because we're sisters, for me, it makes it more intense and more real and more genuine.
Good.
So I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And as we conclude, Sister Gladys, are there any parting words you'd like to leave the audience?
You know, I want to say that I'm just going to share, you know, since I'm at home and I'm free to just share this, you know, I want to say that being a member or citizen in the Nation of Islam have really created me into a much richer woman. I have evolved through so many years of lessons from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the messenger, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the teachings of so many strong women, you know, that we have in the nation. Our beloved Mother Tynetta Muhammad, wife of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I was able to travel and see how magnificent she was and powerful. But there are so many, Mother Khadijah Farrakhan, so many women who have inspired me and have actually grown me into a very, very powerful woman. But first and foremost, my mother. My mother was a storyteller. I'm a fourth generation storyteller, documented. You know, you can Google, you know, I don't use Sister Gladys Muhammad with my storytelling name. I use Prashinda, one of my middle names that my mother birthed me with, storytelling with Prashinda. And I assure you, I remember hearing so many wonderful stories, and I remember my mother always uplifting her fellow sister. And I always wanted to be her extension and part of her legacy. So I just want to tell each and every woman that may perhaps be listening, oh my goodness, you are rich beyond measure.
Absolutely.
Enjoy your life, because there's no one like us. We're all created so differently, but yet so majestically. We are rich beyond words. We're richer than all the wealth in the earth. So please love on yourself. Love on your sisters. Love on your family. Let's bring love back into our lives as our common denominator of being the best woman that we can be. And I'm going to leave on that word, but I want everybody to read my check. my chapter, and
Yes,
also read all the other sisters' chapters. But the Black woman is an immovable mountain of heroic stories. So make sure you write your story. And
absolutely.
absolutely. So those are words I'll be more than happy to impart with. And it's just been wonderful.
It sure has been, Sister Gladys, and I love you and I adore you. I'm so honored to include you as one of the co-authors in Black Women Speak. It's time we tell our stories because
Yes.
you are incredible. And
Thank you.
I just enjoyed this time with you. And for our viewers, again, I am Giselle Shapiro. I'm super excited to share all of these women's stories in the book Black Women Speak. It's time we tell our stories, and you can order your book on the website www.blackwomenspeakthebook.com. And when you order your book, order another one for a sister that you care about.
That's right.
Want to uplift and change her life, and together we will exceed all expectations, and we're stronger together. I love you all. Goodbye and God bless, and until next time.
God bless you. Thank you
God bless
so
you.
very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Sister Gladys.
You have a wonderful, if I may greet you, assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you and everyone.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you.
Bye.